Well, I'll tell you what I told my wife. You better get used to it, bitch. Hey, what's going on, you degenerates of the lesser internet? Welcome back to my living room and gaming channel, where I hope you will follow me on a journey of debauchery and madness as we discover gaming together. Quick little intro here before we dive into shit. I don't want to take too long, but, you know, if you like my shit, like my fucking shit. Actually, hit the like button. It does help. YouTube really, 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 really debunks my shit. Like, I am shadow banned to hell and back. So, every like, every subscription, if you like my shit, subscribe to it. That really does help. And if you really like my shit, I mean really, really, as a special bonus, I got a second channel. Just go ahead into my YouTube channels. I got my second one under listed channels in there. Same format. I shoot the shit, talk about whatever. But I'm a lot more raunchier and a lot more edgy. I'm a little edgy boy there. And I talk about God knows what. So if you're a huge fan, go ahead and do that if you want. But if you're just here for the gaming content, well, let's dive the fuck on in. So, yeah. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I still here? What am I doing? I thought am I writing the timestamp down, or am I just, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. You know what we like to do. We like to bitch. So, let's get to the bitching. You know, this segment I'm going to do here, it was originally going to be a happy one. And in real time, too. I was looking the shit up. I was getting some more info so I could speak about the situation a little bit more, with a little bit more clarity and factualness and emphasis. And, you know, I originally wanted to talk about Valheim and how excited I was, and kind of gush over it a little bit and just make it its own segment. And maybe talk a little bit about Game Pass and PC gaming and just some other shit like that. So I don't play PC games very much. I'm currently playing one right now, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and so I'm kind of in PC gaming mode. And I was super excited to play Valheim. Super excited. I saw this game come out, and it took the world by storm. Everyone was playing it. Everyone was talking about it. This is the last game that, other than Vampire Survivors, which came out and took the world by storm, other than that, this was the last game to really do that, where just everyone was talking about it. You couldn't escape it. And it was exclusive on PC. And I was so jealous because my PC might be able to play it, might be able to run it, but anyway, so I really, really wanted to play this thing. And then I heard, when was it announced? I think it was, I don't remember when this thing was announced, but I was super, super stoked. Coming to console, onto a Game Pass. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I looked into it a little bit more. Just wanted to make sure, because it would fucking crush me if this was true. Want to make sure it wasn't like some fucking early access beta fucking game, right? And they just didn't mention it. They wouldn't do that, of course. Of course they wouldn't do that. It's not like they did that, exactly that, with Slime Rancher 2. Which is still in early access, by the way. So, I get all jazzed for this. I'm writing shit down, gonna do this segment. And then I learn that, yes, indeedy, it is in early access. It's launching on console in, I think the term is game preview. They keep changing the wording for this shit. It's in game preview. Holy shit, my chin is cold. It is fucking freezing, man. I mean, it's warm to the touch. I just shaved and irritated the skin a little bit, but my God, is my chin and neck freezing at all times. Anyway, yeah, this shit's launching in game preview. Is it being advertised as such? No, I just saw a segment on a podcast I watch. They cover it briefly. Oh, the game's launching on Game Pass on March 17th or 14th or whatever fucking 10th. I don't fucking know. No mention it's in early access. What about all those people who are excited to play this game from cover to cover, really sink their teeth in and dive into it, just to find out it's some early access shit? We don't know what fucking degree of early access. We don't know if it's, does the game even have achievements? Is there an end game in place? I have no fucking idea. No mention of this whatsoever. So this segment is a colossal call-out. A colossal call-out. So, this happens all the fucking time. I mentioned this with Slime Rancher 2. And the reason why I'm pegging these two games and making a huge fucking deal about it is because was so excited to play these. It's absolutely So, first and foremost, if you're watching this and you think I'm being a big fucking baby, or I'm being an edgy boy, or I'm being anti-dev, I'm a horrible, white, racist, anti-dev, alt-right, whatever the fuck those weirdos fucking always peg people like me out to be, right? If you think that of me, if you think I'm just this evil, horrible person, or a clown, or whatever, if there's something I want to convey and get across to you, it's this. I'm making a big deal out of this because I was absolutely just head over heels in love with these games. I was so excited. Starfield? Fuck Starfield. Elder Scrolls 6? Whenever that's gonna come out, I'm gonna be 50 by the time that shit comes out. Fuck that game. These are the games I'm excited for. They're a little bit closer to release. All eyes are on them, and, I hear that they're getting, they're coming to Game Pass. And in the case of Valheim, it's coming to console. My dream game coming to console would be a port of WoW Classic. Just put some sort of interface on there, bring it to Game Pass, on console, there you go. Oh my God, that would be a dream. But this game's coming to Game Pass. I was hooting and hollering on the fucking couch here when I was watching the live event when they announced that. And then, like I said, I wanted to talk about it, and then doing my research, it's gonna be in early access. And that's absolutely devastating to me. I don't want to just fiddle fuck around on the game. I don't want to experience I don't want that. I want to play the game. I want to play the full game. I understand it's been in game preview forever on Steam. But why do console gamers have to deal with this shit? Isn't that the point of game preview and early access? They release that shit on fucking Steam, get feedback from the community, because the PC community is a little bit different. If they want to tolerate that shit, God bless you. Go and do you. Pay full fucking price for a game in beta and play test it, and hopefully you could have fun. Okay, I'm poking a little bit of fun at, the weirdos who do that shit, but, I'm a consumerist. Your job is to sell me the game. Why should I buy your game? So I could play test it and tell you what bugs are in it? I don't want to do that shit. It's not my fucking job. And it damn sure ain't my job to do on games that I buy full price. I expect the game to be in working order. That's only what gamers have been complaining about since, the start of last generation and the generation before that. Games come and they release in a broken state. We don't want that fucking shit. We want complete games. And I don't mean content-wise. Just games that run. Games that go from beginning to end. working achievements. It's all we really ask for, and it's a big fucking deal when someone like EA launches a fucking game in a broken state. Or Cyberpunk 2077. How is this any fucking different? Now, it is different if you know what you're getting into. Like I said, the PC gamers go into that shit, and there are more... I gotta be honest, I don't support that shit at all. I think it's fucking retarded. I think if you're paying to play a game that's not finished, you're doing it wrong. If you want to do that, hell, it's your choice. If you get some sort of sense of satisfaction doing that, more power to you, I guess. But I guarantee you, PC or otherwise, the majority of the people that are looking to buy a game don't want to do it in early access. And we damn sure don't want to pay to play test a game. That is exactly what's going on. You're paying money so you can play test this shit that's unfinished. Come out with a version of 1.0 and release it, I'll play it. I don't care if, you just put an arbitrary number on it, and there's eventually going to be a 1.2 and a 1.6 and a 2.0, and this is just some arbitrary benchmark in a long list of versionable games. Versions of this game. Like, I don't really care. Just announce that this is a version of 1.0, launch it, feature complete, and then we'll go from there. A good example would be Deep Rock Galactic. That's one of my favorite games of all time. I still play it to this day. I'm just waiting for the next season to drop. I got that thing and played it with version 1.0. And I could tell you, as someone who constantly plays it all the time, who has put in hundreds of hours in it, and just finished up Season 3 and all of its content, the game is wildly different and improved over it was in version 1.0. Wildly different. So, to arbitrarily say, hey, this is version 1.0, the game's complete, I understand that that is not really what's going on. But I appreciate, as a consumer, the honesty and the transparency of saying, look, we were striving to make an identity of a game and fulfill a vision, and, feature creep is a thing, but at the same time, we don't want to just keep stringing this thing along forever, a la Star Citizen. That game's never coming out. They make too much money doing whatever the fuck it is they're doing. But as a consumer and a gamer, I appreciate the transparency that they just slapped a 1 on it and said, hey, it's out. We're going to continue to update the game. I do appreciate that. And while it's appreciated, I don't like I said, I don't like the way they hide it. And I'm calling not only devs out, there's going to be 2 lazy, shitty devs. Look, I just want to stop for a second and take the time to say there is a lot of pro-developer sentiment. A lot of it going around. A lot of people are pro-developer. Oh, life is hard for a developer, blah, blah, blah. This is one of the reasons why I'm not pro-developer. And I know it sounds like a bad thing on paper, but these motherfuckers are in a business. At a young age, I wanted to be a developer. I want to get into it by playtesting games. I'm a smart cookie. I mean, I'm dumb as fuck, but I ain't stupid. I figured out real quick to change career paths. I did not want to be a developer because I was smart enough to know that that would kill my gaming. I want to play games, not make them. I mean, I'll have fun in Minecraft and Super Mario Maker and shit like that when it's built into the game and it's actually kind of fun, but I don't want to code. I don't want to show up to a corporate setting and be, yelled at because I'm white or something. I don't know. Look, I'm not pro-developer. I'm not. I'm really not. And these people trade in their love of gaming and playing games to be the decision makers, to be the people behind the scenes. And that ain't for me, man. It's just not. There's a huge cultural divide between developers and gamers. They are so out of touch. Just look at the situation going on with the UI in games. Just look at that situation if you haven't already seen. Just all these Ubisoft games and the Hogwarts Legacy that just came out. I heard it's great. I'm pretty excited to play that. Whenever I'm going to be able to get around to playing it, but one of the biggest gripes of that game, legit gripes, none of that fucking SJW, trans, whatever. A real complaint with that game is the user interface. Every time you hit the pause screen, like apparently like some book opens up and it's a long animation and there's a delay between. You're supposed to go in and out of the menus, equip and unequip, real quick. You don't want it to go on forever. You don't want that fucking shit. You just don't want to be in the fucking menus. And this game, it looks pretty apparently, but like after a few hours, like the shit just, the time stacks up and it's a grind. And my whole point is the devs are out of touch, and I don't know why they can't just make good user interface anymore. They have to make it flashy and pretty. They have to make it a joy to play. No one wants to do that shit over and over again. I guess they figure that people aren't going to play more than a couple of hours. The reviewers don't. The reviewers sure don't. And then they do shit like this. They pretty much hide the fact that these games are going to be in early access. And it fucking sucks. And it's hurtful. As someone who's excited to play these games, it is not a good feeling to get shit on. Get shit on! You know that sound bite? I hear that all the time in Call of Duty. Yeah, it is pretty upsetting to learn that a game's coming out and they're hiding the fact that it's in-game preview, that it's feature incomplete, that it's a beta, and I didn't even get to the best part, just the fact that it's in Game Pass. Like, I don't pay for early access games. I don't. Your job is to make the fucking game, and then make it, and I'll buy it if it's good enough. If I think it's good enough. If I start hearing rumors about how it's bare bones. I mean, there's a reason why I didn't buy the new Mario Strikers for the Switch. I was excited for that. I was like, oh, the game looks good. I'm gonna play it. Game came out. Bare bones. There's like no game modes at all. Even compared to other like Mario sports titles like the Mario Golf, which was kind of, and the Mario Tennis. Good games, but they were pretty bare bones when it comes to game modes. And it just does not have that Nintendo quality. That shit came out and I didn't buy it. Why didn't I buy it? Because it was feature incomplete. I don't give a fuck if there's if it's a Switch game or a PC title or if it's coming to Game Pass. I don't want to play a fucking incomplete game. That's why I waited so goddamn long to buy Cyberpunk. I still haven't played it yet. I really should be playing it right now instead of another game I popped in and played, but regardless. It took me so long to even buy that thing. And I finally did now because they fixed it. So I don't even give games a pass when it comes to that shit, when it comes to, you know, full price launch games. But then you're gonna push this shit out on a fucking service that I already paid for and am subscribed to? And hide the fact that it's a game preview title? That is inexcusable. That is inexcusable. I don't know why Xbox and the developers aren't shouting from the rooftops, hey, by the way, early access. Game preview. And then commentators on fucking podcasts I watch and shit don't even fucking mention it. This is a big fucking problem. It is. It's a huge fucking problem. They're hiding it. They're fucking hiding it. It sucks. Is this what we're doing now? This is why gaming's so fucking bad. It's not just because giant corporations are greedy. From the top to the bottom. I'm anti a lot of shit. I've been anti-corporation for a long time. Like, my mantra used to be, I'm not a fucking fanboy. I hate all of them equally. I hate fucking Microsoft. I hate PlayStation. I hate Nintendo. I hate all of them. I'm not a fanboy of any of them. I hate them all. I've been vehemently anti-corporation. The more money you have, the less fucks I give. They treat their employees like shit. That was me for a long time, and that's still me. But there is a new problem. A new set of problems that we gotta deal with. And every time I talk about these problems, people accuse me of being a shill and being pro-corporation. No, I'm still anti-corporation. I'm just not okaying your fucking bullshit. I used to be pro-dev. I ain't pro-dev anymore. They're fucking liars. They're fucking liars. They're fucking SJWs. And they self-censor their games. They suck the soul out of a franchise like Saints Row. They lie to you and cover shit up like a cat hiding its shit. They fucking browbeat you and fucking try to shame you on Twitter if, you know, you voted a certain way. Or if you're a certain skin color, let's be real. It's just fucking ridiculous. And they pull this shit. And no one calls it out. When it comes to the Activision situation, for instance, all anyone wanted to talk about was Bobby Kotick and how horrible he was. What about the actual people abusing the actual employees? Pretty sure that wasn't Bobby Kotick. I'm pretty sure those were the Blizzard employees. Everybody wanted to talk about that bitch who fucking died, who killed herself. Oh, she was fucking forced to do it because someone No one talks about how she fucking went there on a fucking retreat with her fucking boyfriend. And she fucking didn't tell no one, fucking offed herself there. How horrible that is for the fucking boyfriend. He all brought sex toys and shit there because he was gonna have a good time and shit. And then that's all anyone wanted to talk about. Like he was some sort of predator. She was unstable, she was unwell, and she fucking sandblasted fucking her boyfriend and everybody else. Nobody talks about the shitty things these people do. It wasn't Bobby Kotick that put fucking cameras in the fucking women's bathroom. It wasn't Bobby Kotick that fucking touched and harassed these fucking women. No one was being racist. And it wasn't fucking Bobby Kotick that fucking got caught up with the police because of that fucking bitch. And that's all anyone wants to talk about. No one talks about the toxic fucking people that work there. Nobody does. And every time a news article comes out talking about, oh, there's a problem in the workplace, they spin it like it's some sort of like misogynistic thing. Like it's some sort of white culture thing. They try to politicize it. Nah. It's the fucking people that work there in these spheres. They're horrible fucking people. They think they know better than everyone else. They're the same fucking people that go on Twitter and then talk down to you and try to cancel you. They're the same fucking people. The same fucking people talking about Bobby Kotick are the same fucking people putting up fucking cameras in the women's bathroom. Same fucking people. They're hypocrites, they're liars, and, you know, now they're fucking with my games. I am not pro-developer. Fuck them. And then it goes a layer deeper with influencers and fellow YouTubers and other gamers. They just completely okay and dismiss and come up with excuses every time they do something shitty. Every fucking time they do something shitty, they come up with excuses. Oh, it's the Series S that's holding back next gen. It's not the lazy fucking developer. Holy fucking shit. Yeah, so this was going to be a fucking happy segment, and then I got hit in real time. That the game I was probably looking forward to the most is going to be in early access. All right. Let's calm the fuck down, huh? Let's calm the fuck down. Talk about something happy for once. Let's get into what have you been playing. More specifically, what I've been playing. Final Fantasy IV. I've been playing some Final Fantasy IV, or I was. I'm about halfway done with the game. If you didn't already know, I'm doing this honkin' Final Fantasy project. I basically am just going through and I'm playing through all the mainstream Final Fantasy games. And I'm going to be doing that in order, starting with the original Final Fantasy. I played that as my first Final Fantasy game I ever played and beat. What motivated me to do this project is I was a fairly substantial Final Fantasy fan, and I always felt like this giant poser, because while I was a big Final Fantasy fan, I never actually beat a goddamn Final Fantasy game. You know, I would have told you that they were among my top games of all time in the Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1 eras. Every time I gave a list or talked about video games, Final Fantasy VI on the SNES and Final Fantasy 9 and 8 on the PlayStation 1, like those would have been like right up there on my lists, despite the fact that I haven't even beat any of them. So I always felt like this giant poser. And the years went on. Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 15. I haven't beaten one yet. And then finally I decided I'm doing it. I'm gonna fucking do it. And I'm gonna do it with the first one. So I had the original Final Fantasy, the remake on PSP. Beautiful remake, by the way. It still holds up pretty well today. I popped that sucker in on the PSP, and I completed it. And it was damn good. I was very proud of myself. That was a few years ago. I've been meaning to get back and playing the others. I had Final Fantasy II laying around on the PSP. I've been meaning to get back to it. It just took a long time. It took a few years, actually. And then I finally decided, you know what? I already got the first one down. I got the second one just waiting for me. Let's do this. Let's go through all of them and beat all of them in order. And I started last year. The plan is 2 games a year, 1 every 6 months. And I'm a little late with this one. So I beat the first one, I beat Final Fantasy II, and then around July-ish, I beat Final Fantasy III last year. And I was supposed to start Final Fantasy IV in January. Technically, I did. I started it on the 30th, maybe the 29th. I don't remember, but I started it damn late. And I've been playing the whole month. Well, not the whole month. It's like a 35-hour game. I only put maybe 15, 20 hours into it. But I was pecking away at it, and then I kind of took a little break. I'm going to do this. I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm going to do this. I'm going to beat it, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm enjoying it a lot, but it's just been slow going. Been having a lot of distractions when it comes to gaming in general. I'm playing a service game that's just eating up a lot of my time. I'm trying to do things a little bit differently this year. This year I'm just trying to play the shit I want to play. And fuck all the rules. If I want to play a service game for 6 months and nothing else, I'll do that. If I want to play some random fucking disc game in my Xbox One library, I'll do that. But yeah, I put in about 15 or 20 hours. It's going strong. I don't think I talked about it yet. Yeah, because when I did my last What Have You Been Playing segment as its own standalone video, I haven't actually touched this thing yet. Now it's been a minute. And my first impressions are... is fantastic. It's fantastic. My favorite... I've played almost all of them. But my favorite one out of the 3 I beat so far has got to be Final Fantasy II. That game, while rudimentary, there's a lot of hardware limitations when it comes to graphics and how that they could portray cutscenes and how much dialogue they could fit in and what have you. But Final Fantasy II was amazing when it comes to character development, narrative, and just the overall theme of the story. Final Fantasy has always delivered up until this point, right? I'm going chronologically here. This ain't a 30,000 foot view of this entire, IP. This is just talking about Final Fantasy, starting with the first one. They've so far been delivering really good stories, really good worlds, really good backdrop. You feel like it's a very lived-in game. Talking about the dead and dying world of the first game, Garland, and just the weird time loop. You really feel like something heavy is going on. With Final Fantasy II, they up the ante. They turn it up to 11 with how real shit gets. It's a very political, dark story. At Final Fantasy III, they took a slight step back and made it a little bit lighter. They added more humor, and they made it a little bit more goofier. They decided to focus more on the class system and gameplay there. But it still had decent writing, but its characters and the story itself were the weak point, in my opinion, with Final Fantasy III. Not a bad game, though. I did enjoy it quite a bit. But it's not a Part 2. Final Fantasy IV feels like Part 2. It feels like a direct sequel to Part 2. And not when it comes to the characters in the world, but just in the writing and how heavy things are and how they deliver the story and the betrayal and the darkness of it. This game is dark. This game is fucking dark. And I love it. Final Fantasy IV is a very grounded game in the Final Fantasy series. Very dark, very political. I'm getting a lot of Final Fantasy IV vibes coming from the upcoming Final Fantasy 16 and the trailers and stuff, and the writing, and how that world has been created, and how grounded in politics it is and stuff. I don't mean modern day Western politics. I don't mean that. I mean like actual rival political factions, insurgencies, kings and kingdoms, and oppression, and I'm talking about like that shit, like real shit. Final Fantasy IV is great. The game doesn't start off whimsical. It doesn't start off giving a monologue about the world or anything like that. It starts off, the story starts off talking about how you're in an airship armada and you're just carrying out the king's request. And there's some dialogue there, and they kind of do like a Quentin Tarantino flashback scene right at the beginning, and it shows how you guys are coming back from a raid, and you just fucking pillaged a fucking neighboring village and killed some innocents, and your heart is weighing heavy. No magical this. I mean, there's some magic. You're casting spells and you're retrieving a crystal, but the game is just very grounded and very... It is the most realistic and dark storyline thus far. And it deals with, there's a relationship between you and a woman who you guys love each other, but your duties prevent you from being with her. And then you have a best friend who betrays you. Just some real dark shit. You fucking accidentally kill this fucking girl's fucking mom, and then she follows you around, and you're trying to protect her out of guilt, and you could see her like slowly starting to forgive you, and there's just a lot of fucking deep shit going on with this. It's originally a Super Nintendo game, right? I'm no noob when it comes to, you know, deep storylines, like for the Super Nintendo. Like, there's some pretty dark stuff in Chrono Trigger, for instance. That was one of my favorite games, my favorite game of all time. Not the best game that was ever made. For a time being it was, but it is my favorite. That game had some dark shit going on there too. This one, honestly, kind of just feels like another level. It's on another level. It's fantastic, and it's everything that I love about Final Fantasy II, just done better. When it comes to the class system, it's okay. It's okay. They still play fast and loose with the classes and the different character roles, and while I liked the temporary party members from, you know, the second and third games, they go a little off the walls with it, but I'm enjoying this so far. I'm about halfway through. We're gonna see how it wraps up, but so far, my preliminary assessment is, you know, playing through all of them in order. I think this might dethrone 2. By the time I am finished with Final Fantasy IV, I am predicting that this will be the new reigning king of my favorite Final Fantasy games. I heard that Final Fantasy II is better than Final Fantasy III. Final Fantasy II for the Super Nintendo versus Final Fantasy, which is 4 and 6, respectively. A lot of people praise Final Fantasy VI. I'm one of them. I'm a Final Fantasy VI guy. I've played them. I haven't played 4. I've never played 4. This is the first time I've actually played 4. I was always a Final Fantasy VI kid. And then when people go, oh, the other one's better, I'm like, I don't know. But now that I'm actually playing this, I'm going to have to get to the end, though. I'm going to have to get to the end, digest it a little bit, and then get to and play through 6, and then really see for myself which one is the better game. But I think this is dethroning 2. I'm very happy with it. I've been putting it. I haven't played it for about a half a month now because I have other shit on the back burner. Anyway, moving on. I'm still playing Modern Warfare 2. Season 2 started on the 15th, so that was about 15 days or so, 13 days or so. Been playing, been having fun. Shotgun guy back in the mix. I will say this, I'm so happy to be done with the camo grind. So happy. During Season 1, I wanted to get this shit done during Season 1, is I wanted to get all the camos and grind all that stuff out so I could get proper weapon mastery for my shotguns, and I did that. It's just a pain in the ass because you literally have to 100% complete all the challenges for every single fucking gun in the game. There's a small caveat to that, but for the most part, yeah, you gotta complete all the fucking guns, which sucks because I just want to use the ones I want to use. But I got all that shit out of the way last season. Now I'm playing with this one, I could just focus on my shotguns. They added a brand new shotgun. This is the knife guy and shotgun guy season. They added new knives, and there's a lot of new knife skins. They added a new melee weapon, which I don't give a fuck about, but I'm sure, you know, if you're a knife guy, you'll love the shit out of that. Just like shotgun guy here is very excited for the brand new shotgun, the KV Broadside. It's part of the KV platform, the weird name that they gave the AK-47. I don't know why they changed the names in this one. Actually, I do know why. They're changing all the fucking names, real world names and locations and shit to their fucking games as like a top-down mandate. It's weird, though. Can't we just call it a fucking AK-47? How cool would it be? Do they have an AK shotgun in real life? I don't know. But yeah, I've been playing with that thing. I played with it extensively. I unlocked it, and then after I unlocked it, I did all the camo challenges and did all the mastery challenges as well. I did that fairly quickly. I've pretty much just been using that one shotgun. I'm kind of tired of using it. So my assessment with this one is... So at first I was really loving it. Really loving it. It has pretty high mobility. It's advertised as the highest rate of fire with any shotgun. It's an automatic shotgun. It's not an automatic shotgun. They keep calling it that. It's not. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. Don't know why they keep calling it that. But it is the fastest rate of fire shotgun. And I thought when I got my hands on this thing, it would play a lot like, you know, most of these, you know, semi-automatic shotguns. It would have shit range and do shit damage, and it would make up for it with bigger clips. You just unload multiple rounds into people. You're not looking at a one-hit shotgun kill. That's what I thought it would be. To my surprise, it has no problem one hit killing people, one-shotting people. It is a proper shotgun. And it surprisingly has a lot of range to it. You are popping people out at a distance. It is insane. Insane. One thing I really do like about it is it doesn't have the longest range. Some people think it does. It doesn't. If you outfit the Bryson 800 with all the proper attachments, that thing can fucking long dick you from across the goddamn map. This one could do the same thing, but its reach ain't as long. So this thing has probably the second longest reach. Definitely longer than the double barrel. Definitely longer than the Lockwood. But has some pretty damn good reach. Pretty good damage too. This thing doesn't have any noticeable, right off the bat, it doesn't have any noticeable big drawbacks. And a lot of people, it has a lot of, it's a little overpowered. A lot of people think it's overpowered. Having spent a consistent amount of time with it, over a long period of time, over 1,000 kills, I unlocked everything, got all the camo mastery, which means I had to equip the gold. After I unlocked everything on it, I had to equip the gold, get 100 kills with the gold, then equip the platinum, get 200 kills with the platinum skin, equip the polyatomic, get 300 kills with that, and then finally, after equipping the Orion skin, get an additional 400 kills while wearing that to get the mastery challenge unlocked for that shit, which I did. So after spending a significant amount of time with this thing, as well as all the other shotguns, it's a pretty good shotgun. It's a pretty good shotgun, but there are two glaring problems with it. It definitely has some strengths, and it has some weaknesses. Its high rate of fire and its giant clip is obviously one of its largest strengths, but its weaknesses make it... The problem with this shotgun isn't with this shotgun. The problem with the shotgun is the others. This is a really good Call of Duty game for shotguns. It's a really good one. There's not a single bad shotgun in the mix. Every Call of Duty game, there's a bad shotgun. Last one in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, the Orion sucked ass. Before that, it was the which one did I play a lot? But yeah, there's always you know, a bad one in the mix. One that's like, ugh, I can't handle that shit. I can't deal. There's always one. And in this one, I have my least favorite. There's definitely one that isn't as good as the others, but it's still a good shotgun. That's the main problem with the KV Broadside, is it's not that this shotgun's bad, but it's just they're all so good. also good. And they all have their strengths and weaknesses, and they're very distinctive from each other. So the best shotguns in the game are the Lockwood and the Bryson 800. They are very good. One's a pump, the other's a double barrel. And you know what? The rate of fire on the double barrel is superior to the KV broadside. The KV broadside is advertised as the highest rate of fire. It's actually not. You could fire off both your barrels in the fucking Lockwood faster than you can any of these other guns. I'm sorry, but you can. But again, you only get the 2 bullets and you gotta reload. That thing that's a good all-around gun. It's very powerful, good range, highly customizable. You could do a good long boy and a short boy build. What I mean by that is you could outfit this thing to sacrifice mobility and handling to get those long-range fucking kills. And you could also do a short boy build. You could saw the fucking shit off, be extra mobile, and to sacrifice range with, you know, an extended, wide area of effect blast that does massive damage. I have a viable long boy and short boy builds with both the Lockwood and the Bryson. Things get a little tricky with the Bryson 890. The Bryson 890 is a slightly less powerful when it comes to stats version of the Bryson 800. The biggest contributing factor, though, that makes it different is that you use a full clip. On paper, it's a good trade-off. On paper, it's a good trade-off to, you know, go without a couple of stats and sacrifice a little bit of that just so you can have the ease of popping in and out a clip instead of having to manually rechamber each fucking shell, because that shit gets annoying. It also adds a little bit of fun to playing the shotgun class, just fucking firing it off, sliding in a fucking shell in between fucking firefights. It's exhilarating. I love it. I really do. But just not having to worry about that shit, pop in a new clip, and then you're good to go. That does a lot to... you'll just be dying less if you do that. You'll just be on your game. Because I'm a master at managing when to fucking reload, but I gotta tell ya, it happens at least once every match. I'm in the middle of reloading, or I didn't have enough time to reload, and I'm in so many encounters, I fucking hear that click. It happens. It fucking happens. And just having a fucking clip that I could just pop in there and not have to fucking worry, it will save you some deaths. It will save you some deaths. So having a slightly gimped version of the Bryson 800 in replace of, you know, having a full clip, it's shotgun time, bitches. It's fucking shotgun time. I know, but bear with me. You would think this would be the superior one. The problem with the 890 isn't that it's a slightly gimped version of it. The problem with the 890 is it does not have a viable long boy or short boy build. You could outfit all sorts of attachments on the Bryson 890, and it will not increase or decrease your range. It will not. You can't put special attachments on it to increase its range, and you can't put special attachments on it to increase your mobility. That is the main factor between the long boy and the short boy. And yeah, you can't do that. You basically get what you get. You can't fuck with its mobility, you can't fuck with its handling, and you can't fuck with its range. The increase in damage is negligible, and you basically just get what you get. It's not very customizable at all. So that's the problem with the 890s. You can't really make a full long boy version of the 890, and you can't make a full, you know, short boy build either. That's what makes the Bryson 890 the worst shotgun out of all of them here in you know, Modern Warfare 2. It's not that the shotgun itself is shitty, it's just you can't make a viable build with it. unless you want to go slugs, which I don't really like the slugs, they're not my favorite, but I do that with the Bryson 890. The Bryson 890, since you can't really fuck with its range, and it doesn't do as good of range as the 800, and you can't do a viable short boy with it, and you got the clip, put some slugs on that thing. Fuck with it a little bit, outfit it for aim down sight speed, and then put some slugs on it. At that point, though, I'm mixed when it comes to slugs and shotguns. The whole point of the shotgun is the buckshot, the spread, and I'm not saying slugs suck, but it is noticeably... it's just not as good. Every once in a while, though, I'll run around with that thing. It's kind of fun, like firing off a shotgun blast and hitting someone with a slug at a distance. But, yeah, that is the worst shotgun in the game. But again, it's not a bad shotgun. It's not a bad shotgun. It's just not as good as the others. And the others are so good. Which brings me to the KV broadside, finally. At first glance, it's a great shotgun. Its range is immaculate. It is highly, highly customizable. It is probably the most customizable of the guns. It has the most attachments on it. It has weird attachments on it, since it's the KV platform, meaning basically all of the stocks and the underbarrels and sights and shit that are compatible with the AK-47 platforms, the 3 AK, 4 now. You could put it on the shotgun. You could put a Master Key shotgun underbarrel attachment on the shotgun. It's ridiculous. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that conversation. Why do we have this on here? It's a fucking shotgun. And someone just said, you know what? It'll be funny. How funny would it be if we put a Master Key underbarrel on the shotgun as an attachment? And someone said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. That's funny. That's fucking funny. Now, so the KV broadside, it has two shortcomings. The first is, well, it has one shortcoming. Two shortcomings. While it is highly customizable, it has the same problem as the 890, is that it does not have a viable long boy or short boy build. Okay, that's not true. That's not true. It does not have a viable short boy build. It has a viable long build, though. The KV broadside, you can outfit it with basically a rifled barrel and turn this thing into a fucking railgun and extend its range even farther than what it is naturally. The KV broadside has the longest range of naked gun, naked shotgun. The naked, actually I haven't actually tested this, but the naked Lockwood has a pretty good reach. The naked Bryson, pretty good reach. The naked broadside, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And when you outfit the different, like, fucking rifled barrels on it and shit, that shit is insane. It's insane how fucking long you could fucking build this thing. But it suffers with aim down sight speed. Aim down sight speed is a real killer. Even if you put, like, the longest fucking obnoxious barrels on the Longboy barrels with the Lockwood and the Bryson 800, this thing is even more insane, and it doesn't reach as far as the others. It could go pretty damn far, pretty close, but it can't. Its maximum potential isn't as far as the Bryson 800, which is the undisputed king of length. That being said, there's no short boy build for it. You could use like a shorter, like fucking you could use a shorter fucking barrel for this thing to lessen its range and add mobility. But part of the reason why you want to do a short boy build, you're not just chopping the gun off and giving yourself shit range for no reason. You're not just doing it just so you can have a little bit more mobility and move around a little bit faster. That's only half the reason why. The other half is you want a wider range and more damage. Wider range, more damage. Girls, they like this. They don't give a fuck how long you are. They want this. You want the wide range for the short boy builds. And you can't really do that with the KV broadside. You could cut the fucking barrels off. You could take the fucking stock off, up its mobility up to fucking hell and back. But in the end, that thing has a pretty narrow fucking spread and a pretty good range nonetheless. And it's just, it's ridiculous. You can't fucking do it. That's one of the reasons why it's not as good as the others. But that's fine. That's fine. Just use this thing for a long boy build and that's it. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that's a problem, which makes it one of the worst guns. Its damage output is so inconsistent. It is the M16 of the shotguns. Whether you're talking long range or close range, you can put 3 of these things in someone's back on hardcore mode at close range and it just will not kill them. You can actually hit them too. Boom, boom, and it just won't do shit. Sometimes it just won't fucking kill them. Now, this is a problem with shotguns in general because, at least with the Modern Warfare games, the shotgun pellet spread is realistic, or I should say it's trying to simulate realism. So what I mean by this is the shotgun pellet spread is random. It's always random. You have this reticule on the screen, this circle, and what happens is the shotgun blasts will not spread beyond the circle that's here. And so when you outfit your gun for to be more mobile, and you cut the barrel off, and you have a short barrel, and it increases that circle to make it more inaccurate and for a wider spread. And you might think, well, that's a bad thing, because it is when it comes to assault rifles and submachine guns and shit. Not when it comes to the shotguns. With the shotguns, you want that shit. They compensate by making each of the pellets more powerful. So you don't have to fucking get hit with all of them to kill a person. You can hit them with just 1 or 2 of the pellets, and it'll fucking down you. So you want that widest spread possible. At least at a close distance. At a close distance, you want the widest spread possible. At long range, you want the narrowest spread, so you can hit them. Because you ain't hitting no one with that wide pellet spread. I know that sounds pretty, duh, like that's how shotguns work, but when you really think about it, when it comes to the game, there's a distinctive pro and con versus whether or not you're trying to peg someone at a distance versus up close. If you got a short boy on and someone's beyond a certain beyond 10 meters in front of you, don't even try to pull that trigger. Unless you totally fucking catch them off guard and they're not even looking at you, they're still, and you aim down the sight with that fucking thing, don't even try to pull the trigger. Don't even try. Just say fuck it and keep going, or try to close the gap a little bit first. But when you got a short boy build, don't even fucking try, because the range is a killer. The range will kill you. But these shotguns excel at closer range. Not necessarily close range, but closer. And the wide spread helps. You can fucking snapshot that shit, fire off a round without even seeing them. If you just hear someone behind you, turn around and fire. They're dead. You don't even if they're in your peripheral. Doesn't matter. The wide angle will get them. That shit don't work at a fucking range though. That shit doesn't fucking work at a range because the spread is so fucking far. It'll just fucking eagle out. It'll just eagle out and you won't hit shit. But that's why you want a narrow spread with the longer ones. Likewise, if you're using long range, a long boy build for close encounters, that shit can be equally detrimental. Because the range works differently for the shotguns as it does for, the assault, for literally any other gun. The range works differently. The spread, not only after a certain point do the bullets disappear and you will do 0 damage, Even if you have a... actually, I don't know if it works with slugs. With normal buckshot, at a certain range, the bullets just disappear. And they're removed from the fucking game. And the AI doesn't track it. Even if the telemetry data would have been a hit, it won't hit you because the bullets literally disappear after a certain range. And they do that to account for the spread. You could have a shotgun spread that's so wildly inaccurate that you could fire off a fucking shot all the way in the back of the map and you could fucking accidentally hit someone on the other side of the fucking map. As long as there's a clear path. That shit would happen all the fucking time if the bullets didn't disappear, but they do. I don't know. So the range works a little bit differently with shotguns. So if you're at close range and you don't have the widespread, you're basically just hip firing an assault rifle or a sniper rifle. It's like it does nothing. It's super inaccurate, and unless you're fucking... It just doesn't fucking work the same way. That's why you need the short boy build. Long range build is better at a distance, so that's why you need both. And the KV broadside does not have a viable short boy build. Just rolling around a corner and trying to peg someone at an extreme close range is a little more difficult. So you gotta use a longer build with that shit. Last but not least, when it comes to the shotguns, like I said, inconsistent damage. The damage just works differently. And I'm repeating myself at this point, but just to nail the point home, damage and range just works differently with shotguns. It tracks the actual shotgun pellets. So you have the reticle, and anything within this range, you will have a random spread of pellets. It's entirely possible to be in someone's face, pull the goddamn trigger, and the pellets will not hit them. The pellets will just go... Literally, if I'm pointing this shit in your fucking face this fucking close... I don't think this works the way in real life. I'm not a shotgun expert in real life, by any means. I'm strictly talking about video games here. But in the game, if you're up close to someone in the fucking game, like this fucking close, and you fucking go to blow their head off, it is entirely possible for the pellets to just half of them go one way and the other half go the other way and just eagle out and go around the person's head. It's entirely possible because it's happened before. It's fucking happened to me before. Multiple times. So it doesn't really matter how close or far away you are. You have to have a cone, the proper cone. If you're shooting at long range, you have to have a long boy. If you're trying to get someone at close, you gotta have a short boy. There's like builds that are kind of in the middle, kind of a jack of all trades, master of none, but it's recommended you do one or the other. They each serve their purpose. And if you're trying to use a short boy for a long build, you will not fucking hit the person. And it's not because the range isn't good enough. It's not like, oh, my range isn't good. No, it's fine. You just will not hit them. It's super inaccurate. But yeah. All that being said, the damage for the KV broadside is the most inconsistent out of all of the shotguns. There's been so many more times I've hit someone with this thing and it doesn't kill them. And I'm talking about real hits. I'm not talking about, ooh, I shot him close range and I didn't fucking hit him. I'm talking about just straight up hit markers. I'll hit them and they won't go down. Hit them and they won't go down. Close range with the maximum damage, all pellets connect, won't go down. Hardcore mode, hit him a second time, won't go down. Hit him a third time, won't go down. It's happened so many more times than any other fucking shotgun. The damage is so inconsistent. And then sometimes I'll fire off a hip shot, barely peg them. And I know I barely peg them because I wasn't fucking completely centered. They were barely on the peripheral of my fucking reticle. And maybe one or two pellets clipped them at a distance, and they go right down. That's happened so many times. Just wildly inconsistent damage. And that's the main reason why I don't like the KV broadside as much as other people do. But most people aren't shotgunners and stuff like that. Anyway, I've talked about this enough. I can't talk about fucking Modern Warfare for a half an hour, 45 minutes, every single fucking what have you been playing session. But just want to let you know, want to give my full KV broadside review for Season 2, since that's what I've been doing. I played a little bit this morning, too. I'm gonna go back and play a little bit more, too, though. Alright, I beat one game in the month of February. One game. I've been playing a little bit of Final Fantasy, kind of set that down a little bit, playing a lot of Season 2 of Modern Warfare 2, been playing some Lego Harry Potter. If you didn't already know, I popped in and played Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 5 a few months back. Had a lot of fun with it. It's on the collection disc, and safe to say, just the other day I played and I beat Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7, the other one on the collection disc. I chose to put this in because it was a physical disc. I am going through my physical library for last gen, Xbox One, PS4, and I got one more game after this for the Xbox, and I'm done. That last game is actually Crash Team Racing. That'll be the last physical Xbox One game before I'm completely finished with my physical backlog for the system. And then I got 2 more PS4 games to go through. But yep, this was the reason why I wanted to play this. I had a lot of fun with the first one. This is the second game on the collection disc. I'm treating this as a completely separate game. But on one hand, I'm happy to be done with it. It got a little long in the tooth. I got a little bored of it, having played the first one not too long ago. But I am gonna be sad to see it go. These games are just so fun. They're so cute. So cute. I really love the Lego humor. I kind of just been playing a little bit more of the Lego games recently, after taking like close to a decade hiatus. And I've been having a lot of fun with them. This one was great. The Lego Harry Potter games are great. All the news and buzz surrounding Hogwarts Legacy. I watched the movies. I vaguely remember the movies, but I'm kind of just going over the story again, playing through the Lego games. It's been a lot of fun. These games are super cute. And there's a lot of just little details that go into these games. These are very good games as far as games go. And I've been really enjoying them. I've been enjoying them a lot. My all-time favorite joke, it's so wholesome, so funny, was in not one of the Lego Harry Potters, but it was in Lego Batman, I believe 3? Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. They go to the planet where there's supposed to be like a blood river, right? These games are made for kids, and they can't obviously say that, but it's a red river, obvious blood. Robin goes, "Oh, I'm thirsty," and he bends over and he starts drinking out of the river. And Batman goes, "Robin, no!" And he goes, "What? It's raspberry jam." So corny. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Just ridiculous. Just fucking ridiculous. But there's all sorts of shit like that in these fucking games. And having watched the movies, even though the movies aren't, necessarily adult movies or anything like that, there are certain parts in the movies where they can't explicitly show certain things in the games, and so just the way that they censor things and make light of certain things, it's just ridiculous, and it's so cute, and I've really enjoyed these. I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm glad to be done with it. Not because I'm tired of the games, but because I'm glad to have conquered and went through these good games. They're pretty good remakes, too. The remake situation, I think one of them is like remade. I think here's 5 through 7 was remade a little bit, like a 4K, 60 frames per second. I think the first one might be 1080p. I don't know. I really don't. But I had fun with them. And that is the only game, Lego Harry Potter Years 5 through 7, on this collection disc that I beat this month. And part of the reason is because of Modern Warfare 2. And the other reason is because of a next game I'm going to talk about as soon as I go to the fucking bathroom. Give me a second, guys. Give me a goddamn second. Ooh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So like I said, I have not beaten a lot of games this month. Part of the reason was because of all the time I've been spending with Modern Warfare 2. And the other reason is because of this game right here. Skyrim. That is right. I am currently knee-deep in a 100+ hour run of Skyrim currently. I started towards the when did I start this exactly? It hasn't been that long. I didn't start this at the beginning of the month. I started it closer towards the middle. And I've already put over 100 hours into this. The last time I played Skyrim, I said to myself, this is probably the last time I'm going to be playing this. And the last time, well, not the last time, but the time before last, I played Fallout 4. I said to myself, this is probably going to be the last time I'm going to play Fallout 4. I went all out. I got a bunch of mods. I was modding the shit out of it. I will say this, though. Modded Fallout, way better, way funner in general than modded Skyrim, in my opinion. I tried doing a bunch of mods on Skyrim. I don't know. It doesn't enhance the game that much for me with modded Skyrim. There's not tons of... I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I'm fine playing bare-bones Skyrim. I am. But again, the last time I played it, I said to myself, this is probably going to be the last time. I went through, put in maybe 80 hours or so, and I was just fucking around. I already beat the game. I already got all the achievements on it. The last time I played it was when the Anniversary Edition came out. I was really stoked to play that. I played all the Anniversary Edition content and put in, like I said, maybe a good 80 hours into the build. But what really fucked me up was the last time when I played it was I wanted an excuse to go through and play the whole goddamn thing again. Not just the new Anniversary Edition content, but everything. They didn't give me new achievements. They're like, no, here's a patch. Pay $20 for a patch. Literally after Xbox said that they're not gonna fucking make you pay to do that. They did that. And this is after they bought them too. It's not like, that people always... Phil Spencer lies. A lot of people like Phil Spencer. I don't. He's done some good things. I could be grounded and give him recognition when it comes to certain things, but he's a fucking dog-faced liar. He is. You want examples? He said that there's only going to be one series console. When the Xbox Series S and the Series X came out, he said there's just going to be one next-gen console build. Well, no, there's two, actually. He literally lied. He lies about a lot of shit. And this is another lie. He said that they're not going to make developers... they're not going to dictate what developers can and can't do, but he said that Xbox isn't going to make you pay for an upgrade. They're going to patch the game, whatever. Well, that's exactly what we have with the fucking Anniversary Edition. It's literally a patch that we have to pay, a content patch that we have to pay for. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Anyway. I got the hankering to play. I really wanted to play. I just did. I just fucking did. I wanted to sink my teeth into something for a really long time and just get lost. And I've been thinking a lot about Skyrim. I've been listening to Elder Scrolls music. And the YouTube algorithm's been fucking throwing that shit in my face, throwing Skyrim content my way. I was like, you know what? I really want to just play again. So I made the decision, and I bought, even though I own it, like, I own like 5 fucking copies of it. I don't own it for the Switch, though. I don't think never say never, right? Now, I bought this thing for the PlayStation 5, the Anniversary Edition, so I could get the Platinum Trophy. I wanted the achievements. If they had this for the Xbox, like if it was like separately, its own fucking thing, the Anniversary Edition with brand new achievements, I would play the fuck out of that. But I felt like I got my fill after about 80 hours the last time I played it. And I told myself that's probably going to be the last time. Now, so I got the Anniversary Edition, and I specifically got it for the PlayStation 5. I'm playing it with the PlayStation 5, and just a couple of things. This isn't a PlayStation problem. It's a Skyrim problem. I put in maybe... I don't know what the numbers are. I was tracking it when I was doing the Oblivion Walker trophy. So I could keep track of what I've gotten and what I haven't. So if I have to, reload an old-ass save, if I, glitch out, one of the Daedric artifacts, I could do that. Probably erase 10 hours or so, but, whatever. I didn't. I was playing smart. I didn't have to reload nothing. But I think when I beat the final Daedric artifact quest and got all of the Daedric artifacts for that trophy, I remember it saying 113 hours at that point. And that was a while ago. I've done a lot of questing and put a lot more hours into it. So I would say maybe I'm about 130 without booting up the console and actually looking, but about 130 hours in. This isn't a PlayStation problem. I don't want to make it sound like this is a PlayStation problem versus Xbox, but I've never played Skyrim or Fallout or a Bethesda game on... okay, that's not true. I was going to say I never played a Bethesda game on PlayStation before. When the PlayStation 3 launched, I got the George Foreman Grill Launch Edition, right? And I got 4 games. Oblivion was one of those games. So, I have played it on the PlayStation 3. After 100 hours, the game's starting to destabilize a little bit. Not tons. Not fucking tons. The game's only crashed on me once. Just once. And that was really early in my playthrough. Maybe 30 hours in. The game just said, nope! I didn't do anything. I wasn't fucking with something. I wasn't overloading It just said... for no reason. Just the once, though. That being said, after about 100 hours, the game is starting to destabilize a little bit. Just a little bit. Little things like you'll go to open up a door and it's already opened. And you'll go to press the button and the door will close. And then you have to hit it again. And then it'll open and you'll go through the door. Shit like that. I'll go to pick a lock. And I'll get the lock open, and instead of the chest just opening it up and letting me see the inventory, the chest will just open up. And I have to hit the button again. It's like, what is going on? Why are you doing... The NPCs are starting to fucking... Certain dialogue options aren't coming up. Like, I'm trying to sell my shit, and just the what do you got to sell dialogue option just isn't fucking there. What's going on? They're lingering around in the fucking house. They're not coming out. you know, the store owner ain't coming out selling their shit. They're like staying in their house well past noon. I know you fucking get up and come out here at 9 fucking a.m. Where are you, bitch? Little things like that. Little things like that. It's not widespread. God, I sound like a fucking commentator on CNN talking about COVID. It's not widespread. No. That was the election fraud. That was the election fraud. Sorry, I get them confused. They lie about everything. I don't know. Sorry. But little things like that, I've noticed they've been popping up more often than not after the 100-hour mark. But I'm having fun. This is, you know, we got a patch for the Xbox Series X. I put a good 80 hours into that thing. And it got the Series S and X patch. And it was good. Everything was snappier. The loading screens were quicker. It was good. These Bethesda games, there's loading going on at all times. Loading going on at all times. Did you hear the trick about Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind? How they got it to run on the OG Xbox? They made it so during the boot up sequence that the game quietly rebooted the entire console on the back end secretly, just to refresh the RAM, to get around the limitations. That's something that only could have happened with the OG Xbox. That's why the game wasn't out on the PlayStation 2, the game wasn't out on the GameCube. It's literally impossible. Crazy shit like that. These games always are very taxing when it comes to just memory, just all the shit that the game has to keep track of. It has to keep track of everything. And the game does little things like reset shit every once in a while. But man, it's pretty impressive, but also scary. So the extra RAM and memory and just the SSD in these new consoles in general just makes everything run so much better. Playing Skyrim on the Series X and on the PS5, which I've now played both, just so good. Just the way the world loads up. You'll notice, I remember like hitting the map, the game will kind of stutter a little bit. It's gone now. I remember that shit. Remember that fucking shit playing on the 360 and even on the Xbox One. That shit is non-existent on these newer consoles. The loading is a little bit faster though on the PS5 than the Xbox Series X. Obviously because the PlayStation 5 has the better the SSD. The SSD on the Series X ain't bad, but the one on the PS5 is just a tier better. It's just the way it is. People want to yell at me all the time, pretend like I'm an Xbox fanboy, blah, 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 blah. I have no problem saying that the SSD for the PS5 is a tier better than the one on the Series X. I still have not played a next-gen title on the PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? One that was like made for it or with it in mind. We all know God of War, Ragnarok, the new one, wasn't made from the ground up for next gen, right? It's on the PlayStation 4 as well. So there's a couple of games that I'm going to be playing on the PlayStation 5 coming up here quick. They're not true next gen only titles, but I haven't played one yet. So far I played, I'm going through my PlayStation 4 library. And this is technically the first next-gen title, its own PlayStation 5 build. But it's not a true PS5 next-gen game. But it is a PS5 build. And, the SSD, just playing some of these PlayStation 4 games on the PS5, I've noticed it just runs a lot better. It's a lot faster. But actually playing one that has its own PS5 build native to the PS5, man, the loading is great. Great. It is exactly what these fucking games need. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. I went through and I played the anniversary content already on the Series X, and This game is exactly what I was looking for. To the T. First of all, I just wanted to play Skyrim. Had a hankering, just wanted to play, so I'm doing that. Check. I just really want to play Skyrim with better loading. You know, you spend so much time in the menus, going between loading screens, loading the game up, booting the game up. It is fascinating how much time you shave off of everything and how much more game time you get to spend playing the game when you don't have to fuck with all the goddamn loading screens. I'm about 130 hours into this game. If I was playing on the 360, trying to be realistic here a good hour and a half of that 130 hours would be from loading. I shit you not. Like a good fucking percentage would just be mindless loading. You get to play more with this shit. That's what I have always been looking for. That is one of my biggest pet peeves with Bethesda games. Just all the fucking loading screens. And I get it. The worlds are huge. I get it. I get the bugs. You can't account for everything. But playing this thing on the PS5 SSD, chef's kiss. That's not what that is. What is that? Chef's kiss. But yeah, so the loading, check. I just want to play Skyrim again, check. Anniversary content, everything else, I'm having a lot of fun. The last thing though I want to mention is the platinum. I wanted to go for the platinum. This will be my first platinum ever. I don't have a single PlayStation Platinum. It is not my console of choice when it comes to the achievement trophy game. It's just not. I was knee-deep into achievements by the time the first one even came out, right? I was playing on Xbox. I was doing achievements and trophies. Not trophies, but I was doing achievements over there, getting gamer score, feeling good, completing my games. I was in that game doing that shit before PlayStation even had trophies. I think the first game was Super Stardust HD. But yeah, shit didn't even have that. Which is interesting because I just want to say this again. I've mentioned it before in past videos. The trophy game on the PlayStation 5, specifically the 5. I'm not talking about the PS4, but specifically the 5. Oh my god. The platinum system, the way it separates everything, how quick they pop, the whole interface, and how easy and intuitive and fun it is. It feels so good. If you're a trophy hunter, if you've been sticking with PlayStation this whole time and you're really into trophies, you got, 100, 200, 300 some odd platinums, you are eating good right now. You are eating fucking good. And, hats off to you. You must be having the time of your goddamn life being a trophy hunter in the PlayStation 5 era. Because holy shit, it's so good. So good. As an Xbox guy who, has almost 400,000 achievement points and goes out of his way to collect achievements and as a person who's 100% completed, including all the DLC and stuff, Skyrim and Fallout 4, man, it's just fucking awesome. So like I said, I already 100%ed the game, got all the achievements for the Xbox, so now this is going to be my first platinum. So I'm not a trophy guy. I don't think I'm ever going to be a trophy guy, but I don't have a platinum yet. But I'm going to with this, and I'm glad it's Skyrim. I'm having a lot of fucking fun, and I'll probably do the same thing with Fallout 4 when we get that next-gen one, that next-gen version. I'm interested to seeing all the upgrades and stuff that they do with it. But to be honest, they don't need to do a lot for me. As long as it runs at 60 and, that's... If they don't do anything to it, they just make it slightly more stable, optimize it for the SSD, for both fucking systems. If fucking Fallout 4 with its new patch, if they have achievements in it and I can re-get everything, I'm probably going to play it on Xbox. However, if not, and I suspect that they will not, I suspect that the new Fallout 4 patch, they're going to handle it the exact same way as they did with the Anniversary Edition for Skyrim. If it's the same thing, I'm going to get it on the PS5, and I'm going to fucking platinum that shit too, as my first and second platinums. But that's what I've been playing, that's what I've been doing recently, and that's the reason why I only beat one fucking game this month, and I haven't beaten fucking Final Fantasy yet, because I'm spending all my goddamn time playing Skyrim and Modern Warfare. And I want to segue into the next segment real quick. I just got 2 segments real quick. I'm going to do this real quick because I'm kind of tired of talking. I have to pace myself better. I haven't been doing this for a while. This is my first foray back into making some videos. But let's talk about Starfield, the new Starfield event. That thing kind of got... I wasn't going to say leaked. They already fucking leaked it themselves. They already said that they're going to do their own Bethesda event here at the beginning of the year. Turns out it's going to be here pretty soon. And I don't know, man. I'm nervous. So the working theory is tomorrow, on the 1st, they're going to announce the Bethesda showcase. And then on the 15th, they're going to air the showcase. I don't know what kind of games they're going to show off there. If we have to go by anything, here's my big bet. I really don't care about these showcases. You know, a lot of people jazz them up and talk about them and try to make predictions, and I'm a consumer when it comes to that shit. I'll sit back and I'll watch them, and if there's something cool, I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to hang on every fucking word when it comes to these things. But I'm particularly invested in this in the Bethesda event because, as you know, I love Bethesda RPGs. And so I'm particularly invested in this one. So I got my ear to the ground on this. So the working theory is the 1st and the 15th, like I said. Here's my little bold prediction. Not too bold. Just, you know, it's on the peripheral. It's something that people don't really... I tend to see patterns and make predictions and just see things that other people don't see. And sometimes it comes across to me as people ignoring certain facts and just covering things up. And sometimes I just gotta be honest with myself. People are just fucking dumb. Maybe, I don't think they're evil and they're covering shit up. They're just too fucking stupid. Like the fucking podcast I was talking about earlier that didn't cover the fact that Valheim is gonna be an early access fucking game. I don't think they're trying to cover things up. I just think the guy's a fucking moron and he didn't fucking know. Cause he's a fucking retard. Fucking mong. God damn. So, you know, I realize that's a thing, that people are just fucking dumb. That being said, there is an angle here I don't think anyone else is really covering. And so, when it comes to the Starfield game in itself, I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to talk about it for an hour, or a half an hour, or 15 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be gameplay, or if it's just going to be a lot of monologuing, or if it's going to be a combination of everything else. If they're really going to go fucking in depth and show us what next-gen Bethesda RPG gameplay really looks like. I don't know if they're going to cover the frame rate issues and the problems and our concerns. I have no idea. No fucking idea what's going to fucking happen with that, and I'm a little nervous. However, I will say this, though. If any recent past Microsoft event is any indication of what's going to be happening here, and just the industry in general, I think people are too focused on Starfield. This isn't just going to be a Starfield event. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't know if this is being marketed as a Starfield event or just a Bethesda event in general. But I think it's going to be a Bethesda event in general. Even if it is a Starfield event, and they're marketing it as a Starfield event, I do not think it's going to be exclusively a Starfield event. What I mean to say is, I think they're going to show some other things. And that's totally expected. I'm sure people are like, yeah, I expect them to talk a little bit about Redfall and to talk a little bit maybe about Doom or something like that. But what I'm predicting is that there's going to be a surprise. There's going to be a surprise. We're going to get maybe Shadow drop something the same way we did, they did with Tango Gameworks when they Shadow dropped Hi-Fi Rush. We might see another Shadow drop of something. You know, I'm not saying it's going to be, you know, a huge triple. I'm not saying like the next Wolfenstein 3 is going to drop, but we're going to see some sort of best case scenario, a Shadow drop of a game that's fucking done. Here, play it right fucking now. It comes out on the 15th. Or we're going to get like a Shadow announcement. They're going to be like, oh, by the way, did you forget about Indiana Jones? Here you go. Or they're going to announce something new. We're going to get some sort of like a big announcement. And I expect there to be maybe one or two smaller announcements. But we might see, you know, what Indiana Jones looks like. I don't think anyone's really expecting that. We might see, they might have like a title screen of Wolfenstein 3, which I don't think anyone's really expecting that. But I'm gonna predict that we're gonna get like, here's what id Software is working on, the next Doom. Here is the next fucking Quake game. It's gonna have a single player campaign, or they might just, you know, Shadow drop some random fucking game. You know, someone in the Bethesda sphere has been working on. Pretty sure the things people expect are Ghostwire Tokyo coming to Xbox and Game Pass. But I expect some sort of like Shadow announcement or Shadow drop that people weren't expecting. And, yeah, maybe a new Doom. I don't know. I really don't fucking know. But I'm expecting that because people are too focused on Starfield. People are too fucking focused on that. When it comes to Starfield, though, I have no idea. It's going to simultaneously be this huge, awesome fucking, like, game-changing thing that, gotta be honest, all Bethesda games are. Oblivion, game-changing compared to Morrowind. Skyrim, game-changing compared to Oblivion. Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, game-changing compared to previous games. Yeah, a lot of people complain about a lot of little things, but game-changing when it comes to almost everything. The gunplay and the gunsmithing when it comes to that shit in Fallout. Just the way you handle your inventory and the world building in Fallout 3. The graphics in Skyrim, just everything. There's some sort of giant, monumental, game-changing leap when it comes to, compared to their previous Bethesda games. And I fully expect to see something when it comes to, you know, Starfield. So it's simultaneously, we're going to see some game-changing element that we don't really know of yet. But at the same time, it's going to be more of the same thing. People are going to think it's going to be like a new genre. I don't think it's going to be a new genre. It's going to be Skyrim in space. Todd Howard said that himself. And that, not lying, Todd. Not fucking 14 times the detail, Todd. I mean, like, it's Skyrim in space. You know what to expect. I think we will expect pretty much just that. I mean, he's telling us that. And really, that's all I need. That's all I want. As a guy who's playing Skyrim right now, that's really all I fucking need. I don't really need anything else. Alright, guys. Last but... Oh, shit. I had to fuck with my camera a little bit. I'm getting tired. I've been talking too long. Last thing I want to talk about real quick is... I don't want to end on a bad note. I want to end on a happy note. That Starfield event, that would have been a great way to stop, but... Well, I already wrote this fucking thing down. So we'll talk about it. lazy ass developers. To kind of continue on from my giant rant, my anti-dev rant from before, talking about early access and shit. To kind of segue into this a little bit, just lazy developers. I am anti-dev in a lot of ways. I mean, I should be. I don't like saying. I just fucking spit. It's goddamn cold in here. Turn the heat on. The one time out of the year. I'm totally that old man who's like, don't touch the heat! Fucking, my grandma fucking was doing that shit. Remember growing up, just don't touch the thermostat. We're gonna heat the whole... Don't heat the house up if I fucking have the refrigerator over. You're gonna cool off the whole goddamn house. I get it, Grandma. You grew up in the Depression. I get it. Whew. I don't like to say I'm anti-dev. I don't like to put that label on things, especially myself. It sounds so bombastic, right? It sounds so clickbaity and stupid. It just sounds bad. And it makes me sound like an asshole. I'm anti-dev. Like those fucking journalists who are anti-gamer, right? They pretend they're not, but they fucking are. They fucking are. They hate gamers. They hate everything the majority of gamers represent. Being white, being male. They hate everything about it. You know? They come out and they're so anti-white, and they're so anti-straight, and they're so anti-fucking male. Which is everything 90% of gamers are. They skew the facts and pretend that like 50% of fucking gamers are female, and they don't tell you they're talking about mobile games. Like everything about them is just so fucking anti-gamer, and then they kind of slowly started to drop the facade. That's a real thing. That's a fucking real thing. And I'm not just talking about them, but even to like more normal people like you and me. Well, you know what I mean. The more normies who don't have a weird fucking stick up their ass about gamers. But even to us, saying something like I'm anti-dev sounds fucking crazy. An edgy boy. I ain't trying to be an edgy boy. I'm just trying to be real, man. I laid out all my fucking gripes with fucking devs and why I just don't like the culture. Okay, first of all, their culture hates us. Their culture hates our culture. So, they hate us. Why okay, give me a reason to fucking like you. Give me a reason to like you, because you make a game I like? Bitch, that's your job. You get paid. I'm out of fucking pocket money for that shit. I don't play it for free. I spend money on it. You make game, I buy game. I don't get game for free. I buy game with my money. Times are fucking tough. You don't make good game, you don't get my money. You're not entitled to... I'm not entitled, I get it. I'm not entitled to this and that. I'm an entitled gamer. Okay. Okay, I hear ya. Buck. Bitch, you ain't entitled to my money either. You are not entitled to my money. You gotta earn that shit. And if you do, I'll give you your roses. I'll give it to you. But I am disappointed, and I don't like the way things are going. And when it comes to a lot of this shit, you got no one to blame but yourselves. The insertion of cringy politics, the degradation of fucking game quality. I get things take longer. So fucking take longer. What you don't get to do is take longer and then deliver us a shitty product at the end. You took an extra 2 or 3 years on what used to be a 2 to 3 year dev cycle. Now it's 4 to 5 fucking years long, and you give us a shitty fucking game. But we're at fault because we gave a bad review on Metacritic? Nah, man, I am anti-dev. I really fucking am. They lie. I'm not gonna go through all that list again, but I am. I don't like saying it. I don't like admitting it. I know it makes me sound bad, but when you really think about it, and I'm also trying not to fall victim to, you know, it's like the problem with racism, right? You don't want to judge an entire group based off of a couple of bad actors, right? And when it comes to race in specific, let's be honest, the majority of our interactions with any particular race in general, they've been good. They've been good. I've met a bunch of brown people before. They're not, I've met some shitty ones for sure, but the majority of my interaction with them, if I was to judge them as a whole, has been positive. For every 10 Mexicans I meet, maybe there's one shitty one. But 9 out of 10 of them, the majority of them, have all been fucking cool. Same thing with anyone else. Anyone else. So the scary thing is, well, what if the majority of your interactions have been a shitty one? What if? Then at that point, I'm smart enough to know there's a lot more factors when it comes to that shit. My whole point here is I'm using race and racism in general as a example of why judging a book by its cover is wrong. You can't go, oh, I had this bad experience with this one thing in specific, therefore the whole thing is bad. You can't do that. That's called throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Can't do that. And so I'm trying to not do that with developers, because I know there's a lot of good ones out there. And I do give the good ones my roses. There are still developers who's like, I don't care what they do, I am buying their next game. But the majority of them, they just suck. They just fucking suck. They don't have the fucking balls to stand up to their oppressive publishers. And they spend all their time blaming us. Blaming us. The best example I could give is, again, talking about Bethesda. Specifically Pete Hines. I brought this up many times before. Before Microsoft bought Bethesda, when they were under the thumb of ZeniMax forced Bethesda Softworks to basically fuck up Fallout 76. And then when the game came out and no one liked it and they lied, instead of Pete Hines, who recently got a promotion, I think he was head of marketing and sales, now he's like even higher up on the Bethesda ladder. Instead of coming out saying, yeah, when we were under our old leadership, they fucking basically made us do this shit that we didn't want to fucking do. They could have fucking said that. But did he? No. They stayed quiet the whole fucking time, and when he finally spoke out about it, he called gamers babies because we were calling them out for fucking lying. That's the name of the game. That's what they do. And they fucking suck. And not all of them, but it's a groupthink mentality. I don't want to judge all devs the same way, but they judge all gamers the same way. So it's like, you get what you get. This is the game you want to play? Okay. And then on top of that, they just let me down. What games am I excited to play? A fucking game that they lied to me about and tricked me into thinking it wasn't in early access. A fucking 10-year-old game that's getting a patch. You know what I mean? Like, these aren't fucking brand new fucking games. These are old ass fucking games. Old news. Where's the new good shit? We get Shadow dropped, a fucking cool game from Tango Gameworks. Cool. Is that a AAA game? No. I'm nitpicking at this point, but like, give me a reason to lick your fucking anus. Give me a reason. They want to be worshipped. All this pro-dev fucking bullshit. We have to worship them because they have it so hard and blah, 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 blah. Give me a reason to be pro-dev. Give me a reason. I fucking shaved this shit off so I could lick some asshole. Straight up. Straight up. My beard would get caught in her fucking butt crack every time I would go down there. Every fucking time. She hated it. This bad boy ruined some orgasms in my time. Oh, hold on. Get that out of there. I have to fucking like hold my shit down. Nah. No. But, just give me a reason to be pro-dev. Give me a fucking reason. Oh, you make a good game? Okay, well, I reward you by giving you my money. You don't need endless praise. You don't need me to go on Twitter and write a fucking article about how hard you have it. Shit is fucking ridiculous. And they lie, and when they're not lying, they fucking spew hate, and when they're not spewing hate, they're being lazy. Which brings me to the topic here. It's taken me 12 fucking minutes to get to the goddamn point. Here's the point. They're, on top of all this shit, they're lazy. They're fucking lazy. Just say what you're gonna fucking do, and just do what you're gonna fucking say. Just fucking do what the thing you said you were gonna do. If there's a problem, tell us when the problem happens, not after the fact, because you have to. Like, there's been a lot of narratives going around about how the Xbox Series S is holding back next-gen games, specifically the PS5 and Xbox Series X. More so the Series X. Makes no fucking sense. I just got screamed at today online in the fucking comment section about how, I don't know, man. Just, they don't really tell you what the problem is. They just scream at you and call names and just say weird shit. I don't know how to respond to that shit. Maybe somebody said that I might have Asperger's. No, I just think you're fucking retarded. I don't have Asperger's because you're retarded. I'm not the retarded one. You're the retarded one. Somebody said that they think I might have Asperger's because I don't react purely on emotion. It's like, nah, bitch, I'm a fucking guy. I'm a dude. I don't give a wild emotional response to everything. Sometimes I'm just like, who gives a fuck? That's what guys do. And so I'm online and I'm arguing with people. I don't think it's an argument at first because I'm using my words and I'm being articulate and I sound like a fucking genius, by the way, when I'm typing. Because I spell check, I fucking backspace, I don't like that word, I'm going to use this word instead. I take my time. I sound poetic. In person, though, I'm like, da 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 da. But no, I'm online, I'm typing my shit, like he's asking questions, I'm answering them, and then fucking 4 or 5 fucking responses later, he's still asking stupid fucking questions, and I'm still fucking answering them. It's like, what is this? Why are we playing 20 questions? Literally, what do you need to fucking know? I thought I was very fucking articulate and thorough with my responses. Now you're covering the same fucking ground. I already told you the reason why. And so I'll tell him, like, I already said the reason why. I already told you. And you know the type of questions too. Well, why are you this? Well, why are you saying that? Well, what do you have to say about this? Well, what do you... You know, that type of fucking shit. It's like, what do you mean? I already fucking said. I already fucking said and I already fucking told you. You already asked this. Why are you... What is going on? And so I'm over here, I literally am confused. I'm like, I don't know this is a fucking argument. Because when I read the first one, I'm reading it like this. Huh. That's interesting. So, Turbo, yeah, I have a question. What do you think about, this, and that when that happens? And I'm like, oh, okay, bro. Well, let me tell you. I'm thinking I'm educating him and everything like. That's not the way they're typing it, though. They're not, oh, well, let me ask you something. The way they're typing it is, well, let me ask you something then. What do you think about blah, blah, blah? Ha ha ha, gotcha. That's the way they're typing it. I don't see that. And then 4 or 5 responses later, I'm answering their questions. And then at a certain point, like, it's nonstop. And I'm like, okay, something's got to change. What's going on, bro? Because I don't think we're fucking arguing. Then he's like, oh, you're just mad that... It's like, mad? I'm just trying to answer your stupid fucking questions. So yeah, someone said I got fucking Asperger's because I'm not, like, immediately fucking emotionally fucking wrecked when talking to some fucking clown on the internet. I really don't fucking see shit that way. I really fucking don't. I mean, I could tell sometimes when someone's being a fucking nig. Slip that one in there. Every once in a while. I'll get the... Hey, if fucking Cat Williams could do a fucking hour-and-a-half special on how fucking shitty white people are, I could say nig every once in a while. Suck it. Yeah, I could tell at first when they're just being jerk-offs, but sometimes I'm like trying to be... At most, I just see them as disagreeing with me. And I'll just correct the situation, back it up with fucking logic, or cite an article that shows exactly what I'm talking about. Say, look, hey, I'm not being a fanboy. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying it because that's what's happening. And if you don't believe me, well, then here, believe them. I'm trying to just take myself out of the equation so they don't fucking focus fire their attack onto me. It's like, this isn't about me. It's about what's going on. You either A, are going to put your head in the sand after this, or you're going to be confronted with the reality of the situation. I used to be a therapist, and trust me, I know, when you confront someone with the reality of the situation, they don't take it well. It turns into an attack on you, or on them. They think you're attacking them, and they return fire. Or... they just continue to bury their head in the sand. It's so frustrating. It's so fucking frustrating. Got out of that game about 15 years ago now. So fucking glad. Anyway. The fuck was I going with this? Anyway, my point is I'm not out here screaming and yelling at people. I'm not mad. I'm not getting emotional. And I don't fucking have Asperger's because I don't do that. Which is wild. It's wild that someone... I'll tell you who fucking said it. It's a family friend of mine. She wasn't talking about online interaction either. She said something and she goes, I think maybe you have Asperger's. I was like, what? Why? Because I don't... But yeah... So, just to correlate that with what I'm talking about here is, people are just fucking dumb. People are just fucking stupid. And when you just kind of deal with them, when you deal with people like they're the idiot, kind of handle them with kid gloves, you're kind of being overly nice, but to a point, right? They could detect that. They don't like that. They usually get really shitty with you. But sometimes people are just fucking retarded. And developers are lazy, and when they tell you what's going on, people are just fucking dumb. So, people are... Man, it's taken me a really long time to get to the goddamn point. I'm hungry. Oh, have you guys seen me do this shit before? Watch. It's time for them to eat. I'll say it right now. Who's hungry? Who? Who? Who's hungry? Oh my god! I gotta feed him real quick. Who's hungry? Yeah, this video is getting quite long in the tooth. It's time for me to eat. It's time for them to eat. So, I'm just gonna wrap it up, right? I've been ranting. This is a rant. I'm just gonna label this segment ranting. It was supposed to be about lazy developers and how they're claiming the Xbox Series S is holding back the Series X. Really, this is just a long list of reasons why I'm anti-dev and I don't like them. Because they do and say shit like this. They fucking... The problem there is they're lazy. The main problem... Because I've read the articles and I've heard the testimony and I've listened to actual developer feedback when it comes to the topic. And some of them outright say that the Series S is holding back the Series X and next gen in general. They say that, right? But when they get into the actual reasons why, okay, it's like, okay, let's hear it. How is it holding it back? I'm all ears. People see the headline and just run with it. People don't actually read the article. They don't actually hear what the people say. Like I said, people are just retarded. And when confronting what... Slow down. The white one fucking eats his food so fucking fast and then throws it all up. I gotta watch them. That's why I close their food up in the bowls. You guys seen that shit. Look at him eating. Look at him eating. This one pecks. This one's fine. It's the other one. His other bowl is deeper in the kitchen. Man, shit is just so frustrating. People are just fucking retarded. They don't read the articles. And the developers themselves, they know it too. They know damn well that the fucking Series S isn't holding anything back. They're just being babies. So when you actually read the article, and it's like, okay, tell us how it's holding it back. Tell us how. They all say the same thing. And when you read the reason, it's not because it's actually holding a goddamn thing back. It's because of them. Let me explain. The reason, it all boils down to creating a separate set of assets. Right? So, the way it's supposed to work, the Series S and the Series X are nearly identical. Nearly identical. The RAM, the CPU, the specs are nearly identical. So it was made with the express intent to make a Series X build, and then you scale the graphics down, because it's easier to scale graphics down than it is to scale up. You make a Series X build, scale the graphics down, and then pop that sucker on the Series S. The problem is, the industry is obsessed with resolution. Be right back. Alright, you're done. You're done, son. You're done. No throwing up now. Man, I gotta get up and feed the cats and shit. Lose my train of thought. Yeah, with the diabetes, I gotta eat every 3 hours. It's past time. I should have eaten an hour ago, and I'm like scatterbrained and stuff. You know what? I'm not gonna finish what I was gonna fucking say. Developers are lazy. It isn't the Series S. You don't want to make two sets of assets. You're too lazy to make two sets of assets. And you don't fucking scale down properly like you should. because you're too fucking obsessed with resolution. You want the Series S isn't supposed to be at 1440 fucking p, running at 120 frames per second. It's supposed to run at fucking 1080p, 60 frames a second. People are fine with that. But I don't know what the fucking trend is why you have to fucking push that fucking shit. And then fucking we've seen it with Arkham Knights and other games. They're tying, when it comes to development, they're tying frame rate to the GPU. Which, yeah, the Series S has a weaker GPU. So when you do that, holy fucking shit, it isn't the Series S, it's you! It's you! You're fucking lazy and you do shit wrong. You're not supposed to tie the frame rates to the GPU. That's what the CPU is for. It makes no fucking sense. And then they lie and they say it's the console holding it back, when they just, instead of just making a separate set of fucking 1080p assets, they don't do that. They don't fucking do that. So what ends up happening is they're too lazy to make two assets, so they just make, they take the 1080p assets and they use that for the Series X. That's just lazy shit, man. That's lazy fucking shit. But yeah, the whole fucking reason why I bring this shit up is because there is a lot of talk around this shit recently, more recent, with Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3, they're saying that there are... Again, like I said, I'll give you your roses when you deserve it. So, the devs aren't shit-talking the Series X. The Series S and X. The devs just said that they're running into some technical issues with the Xbox build, and it's taking a little bit more time. That could mean anything. They did not explicitly say that the Series S is holding it back. That's just what the conversation is. That's where the conversation is going with that recently. They didn't actually say that. So even though I'm on my whole lazy dev, anti-dev rant, I'm not going to put the blame on someone or something that doesn't deserve it. The devs didn't actually say that. But that is the reason why devs say this shit, is because they're being lazy. But again, I'm not going to call these devs lazy. But they didn't actually say the Series S is holding it back. All they said is they're having technical issues. People are just running with that. But I did want to mention that. I did want to say that. And I did want to say, I'm fucking tired of this shit. Let's not fucking call one... People are so fucking afraid to call something out. So fucking afraid. Politics, gaming... It's like you're allowed to talk shit if it's a certain group, but not when it comes to others. Like if you come out and say lazy dev, oh, now you're an edgy boy. No, they are. They rip us off. A good example is Bungie under Activision, with all the microtransactions and ripping people off and all that fucking shit people hated. Oh, well, this is all Activision. If fucking they were, if they had a different publisher, this wouldn't happen. Activision ended their contract with them early, went off on their own, and then we got the most egregious microtransactions ever from them. It wasn't the publishers. It was the developers. And then there's a whole bunch of other shit going on with it right now, and it's just I don't like developers. I don't fucking like developers. I'm thankful that they made the fucking game, but I fucking give thanks with my money. And you are not entitled to my money. In the meantime, quit talking your shit, pull your fucking head out of your ass, stop fucking lying, and stop fucking scamming people and lying about shit, man. Fuck you. Do not like developers. And that is the reason why. Someone throwing up? Someone throwing up at them? Anyway. Very sorry for the weird, discombobulated rant. Like I said, I'm hungry. I need to fucking eat. It's been a while since I really sat down and did a big, long-form video like this where I chop it up and everything. No announcements. No announcements. I know I said I was going to do some shorter videos, but I'm going to kind of scrap that idea. I'm going to aim for maybe one towards the beginning / end of each month, and then another video in the similar fashion towards the middle of the month. Let me get a couple of extra videos under my belt as I ease into things, and the awkwardness, you know, of this last segment will kind of iron itself out. I'll try to do better with the timing, kind of do a little bit better job of that. Gotta be honest, I didn't, you know, I'm not up to snuff on all the news. There's a lot of shit going on. A lot of the things I want to talk about, it's kind of like the Activision, the Microsoft Activision thing. There's a lot going on with that. And Harry Potter, the Hogwarts Legacy, the whole fucking shit there. I don't want to start in the middle of each of those sagas, you know what I mean? So I gotta do a little bit better job of being more into the news, which I haven't been, but this was a good test run. This was a good test run. I want to kind of just dip my toes into things. Thank you for listening to me, bitch. Again, if you like my shit, like my fucking shit, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna fucking go. I'm gonna fucking go. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Glad to be back. Expect another video sometime. I told you I plan on aiming towards a certain time, but again, no promises, no announcements. Keep on gaming, everyone, and don't ever fucking stop. Told you I need to eat. Oh my god. I'm eating a goddamn salad. It's a good salad though. Wasn't lying. I really need to do better. Chicken, black beans, lettuce, cheese, and some vinaigrette. Pretty damn good. I'm fucking ravenous, man. It's at the end of that video, rambling and shit, talking a bunch of nonsense. Couldn't make a cohesive point. Repeat myself. I repeat myself a lot anyway. Oh man, you don't understand how much I needed to eat. Oh, tastes so good. God damn. It looks good too. Not really. Not really. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, I don't masturbate at all. Look at the garbage. Now that's snot rags, straight up. Straight up. It's not. It ain't nothing nasty. Man. Alright. Alright. I'll let you guys go. Good to be back. Good to be back. Thank you for going on this journey with me. Listen to me, bitch. Watch some weirds. Yo, I know, right? Fuck, this was the year I got old. Look at me, look at me. I look like Cousin Ronnie. I got a cousin, Ronnie. He's my aunt's. He's my second cousin. He's my aunt's first cousin, and he lives in the woods and smokes spice, and looks like this. Fuck. At this point, you've seen me with the fucking this, and you're you're used to it by now. But it is what it is. I gotta get the weirds out. It's been a while. It's been a while. I still gotta make my coffee, which means this is going to be an extra long weirds. I gotta do all that shit. I do not have any of my shit together. I just decided what topics we're gonna work on. Don't know how long I'm gonna talk about them or how any of them go. Gonna be... I try to do like a segue, so like the final bit of my what have you been playing, I'm gonna talk about Skyrim. So that after I'm done with that, that seems like a good segue into the Starfield Event topic. Yeah, I'm just playing this one by ear a little bit because I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, but I think it's time to start making videos again. I'm kind of liking it. I miss it. And to be honest, when I took my 3-week break, I was like completely out of the know when it comes to video game news and what's going on. I felt like this weird anxiety. I've been enjoying myself playing more and stuff, but I definitely like love the industry and love paying attention to all that shit. So I'm gonna go make my coffee. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I had to close that shit so I'm not screaming and yelling. My girl got me some special coffee. I'm booting this shit up in the Keurig. Oh. Y'all gonna clip that shit, put it in a profile pic or something? I love that shit. I spilled fucking water everywhere earlier on my coffee station. I was pissed as fuck. Meow. Gotta refill my water. Since I gotta be healthy now and shit. for when I'm done with my coffee. Oh! Oh. You like the wardrobe? You like the wardrobe? Alright, almost done fiddle fucking around. Did I not drink all this? Yeah, I think so. Alright. I've been having some absolute fucking gruesome farts lately. Absolute gruesome farts. Alright, I got the coffee. Oh, god damn. Wow. Wow. Gruesome. Fucking gruesome. This was the year I got old. Holy shit. I always wonder, like, what the younger kids, like, they're not kids anymore, like, you know, the younger chaps in their early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, that I grew up with and stuff, you know, when I was, like, a young adult and they were, like, maybe a teenager. I always wonder, like, what they think of me. Do they think of me as fucking just turbo, or, some old fucking man? Oh, they were calling me an old man then. Oh. Whoa! What was going on there? My fucking shit is layered weird. Like, there's no reason for that. Why do we got that going on? What's going on, bro? What's going... Oh, man, you can totally see I'm completely thinning here. Oh, my God! That add-on, bitch! That fucking add-on. Oh, man, I look so much... Yeah, this grew in a matter of 1 week. Well, you can see it's kind of thin, but I had just a straight mustache. Just that's it. Oh. Alright, we're just about done with the weirds. Or are we? Got my timestamps. Let's pre-write this shit out. Intro 00. I always forget to, you know, do the like and subscribe. Early access. I hate that shit so fucking much. I'm serious. And last but not least, lazy motherfucking devs. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. That's why you don't ever go pro developer. I'll talk about that in the video. Are we about good? Are we about done? People are going to be wondering what the fuck that is. The whole fucking video. I'll tell you what that shit is. My wife's. I got this one for her. So I was like, I need a new water bottle. Like, I wanted one that was good quality, one that'll actually keep my shit cold, and a sizable one that I don't have to keep refilling every 2 fucking seconds. So I did some research. It was a little pricey, but I went with the Buzzio. I heard good things about Buzzio. I got the black and blue, straight up. I was gonna get one for my wife. I was like, you want one? She's like, no. I was like, you sure? Okay. So I got it, and I loved it so much. And I was like pushing it on her. Get it one, get one. Don't you want one? Don't you want one? Get it, get it, get it. Don't you wanna Fanta? And she just was like, no, I don't want one. I don't really need one. I was like, fuck you. I'm getting you one anyway. And so I got her one. I didn't tell her, because then she would have been like, no! So I fucking got her one anyway. I got her the sherbet colored one. Yeah, she rolled her eyes and shit when I fucking got it for her. But sequel to my game of the year last year. Still in its plastic wrap. Everyone keeps saying if you expect a sequel to that game, don't bother. I am tempering my expectations. Three Houses was immaculate. I really enjoyed the Fire Emblem Warriors spin-off sequel too. That one was cool. But I do like Fire Emblem. I want to go back and play some of the older ones, like on the 3DS and stuff. I have them, I just never played them. Whew. That is some good fucking coffee. I'll show you what I got. Where the fuck is it? Did I put it up in the cupboard? Oh yeah. Make sure I don't dox myself. I think I showed this on camera before. Yeah, I ripped my shit off. Fucking Cooper's Cask Coffee. They straight up fucking soak this shit in. They barrel age this shit. Kentucky bourbon, rum barrel aged, and rye whiskey. You can smell it through the shit. Not really. My aftershave is fucking everything up. But it's really good. It's really good. Whole bean coffee. I blended it up, making single batches in my Keurig. The beans were very sticky. Such a good smell. This one I'm having right now is just a regular whiskey. It's so good. It's so good. Now that I can't have sugar in my shit, just the flavor of the coffee really comes through when I just have put a little bit of creamer in. And I could taste this so well. So goddamn good. Alright. Are we good? I think we're good. And a 3. And a 2. Well, I'll tell you what I told my wife. You better get used to it, bitch. Talking about the, yeah. Hey, what's going on, ED?